A sudden, violent jerk. Then, silence. You are a saturation diver working hundreds of feet beneath the waves, and your world has just been severed. The warm flow of water that keeps your suit from becoming a frozen tomb turns instantly to ice. The familiar voice from the surface, your only connection to the human race, vanishes, replaced by the ragged sound of your own frantic breathing. The powerful lights on your helmet flicker once, twice, and die, plunging you into a darkness so total, so absolute, it feels solid. Your lifeline is gone. That tether, known as the umbilical, isn't just a rope. It's a complex, multifunctional artery connecting you to the world above. It's a bundle of high-tech hoses and reinforced cables, a masterpiece of engineering designed to keep a human alive in an environment more hostile than outer space. Through it flows everything: the specialized helium-oxygen mix you breathe, the hot water that circulates through your suit to fight off deadly hypothermia, the power for your lights and tools, and the communications link that carries your voice and vital signs back to the dive control team. Without it, you are utterly alone. The pressure at this depth is immense, over 10 times that of the surface, a constant, crushing weight ready to exploit any weakness. It's a force that doesn't just surround you, it permeates every cell of your body. Working against that pressure is the abyssal cold. The water here hovers just above freezing, a relentless predator that can steal your body heat in mere minutes. The umbilical's hot water supply isn't a luxury. It's the only thing standing between you and a rapid, icy end. In this crushing, freezing realm, you are adrift in a void. Visibility is zero. There is no up or down, only the disorienting pull of your own weight in the infinite black. Your world has shrunk to the confines of your helmet, but panic is a luxury you cannot afford. Training takes over. A calm, practiced reach behind your back, your gloved hand finding a familiar valve, a firm twist, a reassuring hiss fills your helmet as precious gas begins to flow. This is the bailout bottle. It's a small, independent scuba tank strapped to your back, containing a precious few minutes of breathing gas. It's not a solution, it's a chance. A few more heartbeats, a few more moments to think, to act, to survive. Meanwhile, on the surface vessel, the dive control room explodes into controlled chaos. Alarms blare as every screen connected to the diver flatlines. The video feed dissolves into a blizzard of static. Heart rate, depth, gas levels, all gone. A calm voice repeats a call into the comms, a call that receives no reply. For the dive supervisor and the life support team, their worst nightmare has just become a reality. On the surface, every dial flickers with bad news. The topside team, a symphony of focused calm, sees the data flatline. The diver is on their own. Their world has shrunk to the size of their helmet. The only hope is the diving bell, a small pressurized haven where this journey began. It's a tiny metal bubble in an infinite crushing black. Finding it is everything. But how? Disoriented, floating in a void, the now useless umbilical is a deadly trap, a tangled mess ready to snag on any piece of wreckage. One wrong move could mean being anchored to the seafloor forever. The technique is pure tactile instinct. The diver must find their severed line and follow it back. Hand over agonizing hand, praying it leads them home and not into a deeper maze of steel. So why not just make a break for it? Push off the bottom and swim for the light? Because the greatest danger isn't drowning, it's physics. At this depth, the diver's body is saturated with gases like helium. A rapid ascent would be like shaking a soda bottle and popping the top. The gas would violently fizz out inside their tissues and bloodstream, a catastrophic condition called decompression sickness. The bends. It's an invisible internal explosion. On the ship, the dive supervisor makes the call. The most critical decision in the entire operation. Activate the standby diver. The rescue mission is a go. Inside the bell, the second diver, the bellman, has been waiting for this moment. Their entire job is to be ready for this exact disaster. They are the cavalry, waiting at the gates of the abyss. They clip on their own umbilical, a fresh lifeline. They check their own bailout bottle, a mirror image of their partners. And then, with a steady breath, they step out into the same crushing, silent darkness. And in that darkness, the stranded diver isn't panicking. Why? Because of one thing: Relentless, repetitive training. This isn't a new nightmare, it's a drill. They've practiced this exact lost umbilical scenario dozens of times in a training tank. Their mask completely blacked out. The calm, the switch to bail out, the search for the line, it's all muscle memory. A deeply ingrained dance of survival. This is a trust forged in crushing blackness, an unspoken pact between professionals who know their life depends entirely on the person next to them and the team watching from a world away. It's a bond stronger than any steel they weld. To survive down here is to wear a miracle of engineering. The dive helmet isn't just a mask, it's a sealed, sophisticated life support system. Costing tens of thousands of dollars, it delivers the precise gas mixture needed to breathe under pressure, houses communication gear, and provides the diver's only window into the abyss. It is their personal, portable biosphere. Wrapped around their body is a hot water suit. This isn't for comfort, it's for survival. A network of tubes circulates heated water pumped down from the surface, creating a personalized heat exchange system that fights off the lethal, energy-sapping cold of the deep sea. Without it, hypothermia would claim a diver in minutes. Then, a sudden pressure on the arm. A hand, firm and sure, grips the stranded diver. Out of the void, the bellman has arrived. In the silent, crushing dark, this single touch is a lighthouse beacon, a shout of hope that echoes louder than any sound. There are no words. The rescue diver begins a series of practice signals, a tactile language tapped onto the back or arm. Each pattern is a command, a question, a reassurance. This is communication at its most fundamental, a direct transfer of intent from one human to another in a place where language fails. So, why take these incredible risks? Because our modern world is built on the foundations they lay. These divers construct and maintain the vast, unseen infrastructure that powers our civilization, from subsea oil and gas pipelines to the arteries of global energy. They are the guardians of our digital age, carefully laying and repairing the transatlantic fiber optic cables that carry our emails, our calls, our entire connected lives across ocean floors. They anchor the very foundations of massive offshore wind farms, harnessing the power of the planet from its most remote corners. The rescue is a success. The two divers make their way back to the bell, and the heavy door seals shut behind them. They are safe from the deep, but they are not yet home. The longest part of their journey has just begun. They will spend days, sometimes weeks, inside a cramped decompression chamber on the ship. This pressurized habitat allows their bodies to slowly, painstakingly readjust to surface pressure, letting the compressed gases absorbed into their blood safely escape. It is a slow, methodical retreat from an alien world. This period of confinement is a testament to their endurance. It's a time for reflection on the risks taken, the skills tested, and the unbreakable bond forged between two souls who faced the abyss and returned together. The bell ascends. Slowly, two figures sit inside, the crushing blackness of the abyss replaced by the stark, functional interior of their metal sanctuary. There are no cheers, no shouts of victory. Just the steady hiss of gas, the shared silence of survival, and the profound, unspoken understanding between two professionals who stared into the void and brought each other back. But the journey home has just begun. The diver is safe from the water, but not from the pressure. Now the bell itself becomes a high-tech pressure cooker in reverse. It's mated to the ship's saturation system, a complex habitat where the divers will live under pressure, sometimes for weeks at a time, until their bodies can safely return to the world we know. This is the final, invisible battle. Ascending without this careful process would be lethal. The immense pressure has saturated the divers' tissues with inert gases. A rapid ascent would make those gases fizz in their blood like a shaken soda can, the horrifying, crippling condition known as the bends. In the sterile confines of the chamber, the world shrinks to the size of a small room. Here, under the constant hiss of helium, the true recovery begins. It is a slow unwinding of both body and mind, a shared purgatory where the adrenaline of the abyss gives way to the quiet weight of what happened, forging a bond of trust that few on Earth can ever comprehend. Their lives now depend on patience. This saturation system is one of the marvels of extreme engineering. It's a sealed environment on the ship, a set of chambers where divers can live, eat, and sleep, all while maintained at the same crushing pressure as the deep sea. It allows them to work at depth for extended periods, avoiding the lengthy, dangerous decompression process after every single dive. Think of it as an underwater apartment building, a base camp for exploring another world. This technology is the key that unlocks the deep frontier, allowing humanity to build and maintain the incredible underwater infrastructure, from pipelines to communication cables, that powers our modern lives. The bell is just the elevator to the work site. Inside the pressurized chambers, reality gets strange. The divers breathe a mixture of helium and oxygen called heliox. The helium prevents nitrogen narcosis, a disorienting state that can occur at depth, but it has a famous side effect. It makes their voices incredibly high-pitched. It's a moment of bizarre levity after a brush with death. Yet behind the squeaky voices is an iron will. For days, they will live in this confined space, their bodies slowly, painstakingly releasing the trapped gases. It is a testament to mental resilience, a marathon of patience where the finish line is the simple act of opening a door to normal air. On the surface, the dive control team watches the data, their faces etched with focus. They are the guardians of this slow return, managing every molecule of gas, every pound of pressure. The tension that gripped the ship for hours finally breaks, replaced by a deep, collective exhale. The mission isn't over until the divers are out, but the worst has passed. From a snapped lifeline in the crushing dark to the controlled safety of the deck chamber, this entire rescue was a symphony of training, technology, and sheer human nerve. It required the cool head of a diver in crisis, the swift action of a standby, and the unwavering support of a team on the surface. These are the unseen architects of our connected world. They work in an environment more hostile than outer space, armed with courage and incredible ingenuity. They are saturation divers, and they operate on the very edge of what is humanly possible, ensuring the world above keeps turning.